He was a 1v9 machine who bragged about one-shotting people. He was a demon, bro. He was a demon. He was about that life, bro. He was about that life. If he wanted you, he would kill you himself on feet. I just got lucky that Kassadin did not want to one-shot me, man. If he wanted to, he would. Kassadin was about that life. You might have questioned, Z-Style, what makes old Kassadin so good? And here in this video, I'm going to tell you the story of Kassawin, the most broken champion in League of Legends history. In 2014, in Season 4, Kassadin had 95% ban rate, and whenever he was picked, game was just automatically won. You might wonder, how? How can champion possibly be so strong? First of all, his silence. That ability is kinda annoying even nowadays, but back in the days, Kassadin's silence lasted for 2.5 seconds, which is just an absurd. Imagine, you can't use abilities for 2.5 seconds, that's madness. Also, his ultimate is currently dashing for 500 range, but it used to be 750. His ultimate also had an 80% AP ratio, mana cost only increased by 100 per stack instead of doubling, and it refunded 50% mana cost when it hit a champion, so shortly his ultimate was too OP. His passive also used to convert reduced magic damage into attack speed. At max rank, his E did 280 base damage, currently it's 180, and had a 3 second 50% slow. The biggest thing was his ability to engage on you from a massive distance, do a ton of burst damage with Q and E. His Q used to do more damage as well, and you could not do shit back then because you were silenced and slowed for so long. Kassadin outscaled nearly every other midlaner in the game with his pre-nerf based damages, scaling and range. Having him on your team gave you an inevitable win condition if the game went long or if the enemy team made too many mistakes. So basically, if Kassadin wanted to kill you, he would do that. Kassadin.
He's right behind me, isn't he?
You're mine now.
Back in Season 3, supports were much poorer and support itemization was much worse, so shields and peel were less effective and Kassadin could farm the enemy support for some free money. Kassadin had some good matchups, thanks to his Q silence. If Kassadin even won the lane, the enemy team would be fighting an uphill battle. To be honest, back in the days you could carry almost on every single champion, but nowadays with these new items, new champions, 1v9ing is so much harder. In Season 4, each ultimate cast increased the mana cost of the next one by a flat 100. Now, when you use the ult, cast mana cost is doubling, which is actually insane. This change just cucks Kassadin so hard, because new Kassadin cannot ult many times in a row without running out of mana. Kassadin's ult stacks to wear off was 8 seconds, it's 15 today. This made roaming much easier, as old Kassadin could use safely 1 or 2 rift walks to roam quickly over unexpected roads. If you tryna roam nowadays, the risks of being caught with 800 or 400 mana rift walk is actually insane. This also meant you could rift walk out of the base a few times, and it will be unstacked by the time you go to the lane. Combined with the fact that people often went tier, old Kassadin's rift walk mechanics made him much more snowbally in the mid or late game. Also, Kassadin's E used to slow for 3 seconds instead of the current 1 second. I don't think I need to explain how much stronger this was. 700 range instant blink rift walk outranged many midlaner abilities, but nowadays Kassadin's ult range is 500 and it's getting outranged by most of the abilities. This makes it more dangerous for new Kassadin to engage and harder to land WR damage, and gives his opponent much more counterplay. The combination of Q silence, E's longer slow and R's insane range made laning and fighting against Kassadin a lot harder than it is today. If you started losing to old Kassadin, he could punish you very hard. And this was the story of the most broken champion in League of Legends history. Drop a like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'm gonna see you later.
Fearless!